binary. In this lesson, you are going to learn what binary is and how to convert between binary and decimal. In this lesson, you will learn how a sequence of binary digits can represent numbers. You will convert between decimal and binary numbers and practice converting between binary and decimal. We're going to start with learning how a sequence of binary digits can represent numbers. We're going to start with something that is familiar to you, which is the decimal number system. Now, the decimal number system uses the digits 0 to 9, as you can see. In total, there are 10 digits. Now, a sequence of these decimal digits put together will represent our number. And the way it works is as follows. We have our columns, which are our place value or multipliers. And each of these are powers of 10. So we start with 10 to the power of 0, 10 to the power of 1, and 10 to the power of 2. Now each column, to get from one to the next, we multiply by 10. Now notice the relationship between the 10 and the fact we have 10 digits. And these are also powers of 10. Hence why it's the decimal number system. Now we place one of our 10 digits underneath each of the columns. And this generates a value for each of those digits. So in this case, by placing the 7 under the 100, we get 700. By placing the 4 under the 10, we get 40. And by placing the 2 under the 1, we get 2. And the sum of these is our number. So in this case, 742. And this is obviously in decimal. Now, our binary number system is going to work in a similar way, except for our binary system only has the digits 0 and 1. So only has the 2 digits. And again, a sequence of these binary digits will represent a number. Now, obviously before we had our multipliers with powers of 10 because we have 10 digits. In binary, we will have powers of 2. And these will make up our place values. So we start with 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3. And obviously this will continue with 2 to the power of 4, which is 16, 2 to the power of 5, which is 32, 2 to the power of 6, which is 64, etc., etc. Now, before we placed our digits from 0 to 9 underneath, this time we can only place a 0 or a 1. And these numbers are shown as follows. So I've either placed a 1 or a 0 under. Now to work out what this is going to be worth, we do the same as we did before. We times the 1 by the 8, the column it's under. We times the 0 by 4. We times the 0 by 2. And the 1 by 1. And that gives us the following. And again, the sum of these, exactly like we did previously, the sum of these will be our number. So 8 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 is going to make a total of 9 in decimal. So 1001 is equal to 9 in decimal. And that's how we convert a binary number into our decimal number. Work out what column it is under, multiply by that multiplier, by that place value, and then add the total up at the bottom. So we've already looked at how we take a binary number and find out what its decimal number is. We're now going to do the opposite. We're going to start with a decimal number and convert it to its binary equivalent. Now, we're going to start by looking at an example at number 13 in decimal. And we're going to find out how to convert this into a binary number. So to start with, I need my columns. So I've got my columns, my 8, my 4, my 2 and my 1. That's all I need for number 13. Obviously, if it was a bigger number, we may need to go further. what I need to do in order to find out what 13 is in binary is I need to assemble the number 13 from these digits 8, 4, 2 and 1. Now to do this we start from the leftmost bit, in this case that's the 8, and we're going to work our way from left to right. And to assemble number 13 we have to find out, well, can I fit 8 into 13 to start with? Well, the answer is yes. So what I do is I put a 1 underneath the 8 to show that I'm using it. That obviously gives me a total of 8, which I must then subtract from 13. So I now have 5 left to assemble. I then move on to my next column and say, well, can I use 4 to create a 5? Well, again, the answer is yes. So I place a 1 underneath it. I calculate my 4 times my 1. I subtract that away from the 5 to leave myself just the 1. I then move to the next bit. In this case, 2. Now my question is, can 2 fit into 1? Well, obviously it can't. It's too big. So therefore I place a 0 under the 2. And obviously 2 times 0 is 0, so I don't need to do a subtraction. So I'm still left with my 1 left to assemble. I then move on to the next column, which is 1, and obviously that's going to convert into this. So we've now got our 1 times 1, which is 1, and 1 take away 1 obviously equals 0. You should always end up with 0 at the end here. And if I go back now, if I add up these, 8 plus 4 plus 1, I do get the total of 13. So 13 is equal to 1101 in binary. And that's how we convert a decimal number into binary. So you're now going to practice converting between binary and decimal. The way you're going to do this is you're going to complete as many of the following tasks as you can. Now you're going to start at the developing level and work your way up to mastered level, completing as many of the tasks as you can. Now at developing level there is a binary matchup quiz. Now this is linked on class charts. And when you've finished, you must click on show answers and take a screenshot or picture of your answers and upload to class charts. So do not just upload your score, you must upload your answers. For secure, there is a binary bonanza. Now you need to play this in classic mode. Okay, and you will find this linked on class charts. You will play this as far as you can and get to as much as you can do and get to a level that you are happy with and take a screenshot. You must upload a screenshot of the level that you have reached to class charts. Finally, the mastered level. There is a binary game that is linked on class charts, and your aim is to achieve the highest score. Now, I'm going to award a prize to the student in the whole of year 8 that completes this and gets the highest score. Prize to be determined. In order to do this, you need to complete the quiz, complete the game, get to the highest score you think you can get to, take a screenshot or photo and upload it to class charts. I will inform everybody of the winner when we are back in school. So to complete this lesson, you must upload the following onto class charts. The first thing is your answers on the binary matchup quiz. The second thing is the level you have reached on the binary bonanza. And finally, the score you have got in the binary game. And don't forget, there's a prize there for the winning score. All must be uploaded to complete the lesson.